Hi, everybody. This is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, Connect the Dot, an Epiphany of Mind, Explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, go check out all the links below the video. That way I can keep doing these. Artwork. I had a fantastic time at my art show. I sold some stuff, which was unexpected because it was in a library and it was downpouring, so I didn't think anybody would come. But I had an amazing time, and I now have to put everything back on my desk that didn't sell. So if you're interested in any of my artwork, AllyKatzkreations211.com is where you can see. I just started this new concept of putting the absorption stones on top. I like to change things up once in a while. So these are medium to small. So I'm starting to get some of these pumped out. It's like the little minis. And then I got a new butterfly, thanks to Judy and her molds. So if you're interested in any of that, you can email me. You can look at my site. Not everything is, this stuff is not up just yet, but yeah, Oahspe. We finished the top book the last time. And because the circumstances beyond my control, I kept it short. So we're going to continue on Book of the Arkaban. That was the lower book. And we're going to finish, not today. I think there's a few chapters here, but we're going to continue. So I just wanted to give that as a preface to what's going on. Also, before I begin, I am dyslexic. I also have word projection issues. So they're going to be, this shouldn't be too bad with the names because we're going to talk about China. So a lot of that stuff I can actually get out, but just be mindful that I don't read perfect. This is just to help others who is interested in this book. Not all of my own knowings, heart alignments align with this book. There is some truths in here. I'm here to just read the book and give some insight. I'm not here to upset anybody because I'm getting some comments, emails. Hi. Oh, and the lack of jewelry today is because before it rains, I have to get to the store to buy more soil because I am planting my garden. Fun times. The history of Xin of Jaeth, founder of China. These are the generations of the 7 antecedents of Xin, the chosen of the Great Spirit, or Asmond, otherwise in Phoenician, Elohai, that is to say, Tiz Wang begot Hai Gan, who begot Ah So, who begot Tu So Young, who begot Ah Pring, who begot Ti Shuk Li, who begot Ti Shin Lu, who begot Ah Shou, who begot Ti Shin Shin, gifted in Suez and Sargris of 6 generations. Of these 2 So Young and Ah So were prophets of Jehovah or Asman, and Ah Shou was a seer, but the 6 generations could hear the voice, and they walked upright, keeping the commandments of Jehovah as revealed in the Zoroastrian laws. Ah Shou was a basket maker, and after the manner of the man, Zarathustra, and Shin, his son, was the 4th birth of Ah Shou's wife, Song Hing. Like Moses, Shin was of copper color and very large. But his hair was red like a fox, and he was bashful and few words. Tartary, anybody? Oahspe, Sheen's father said, I have had other sons. My words are wise and true. Sheen was unlike any child born in the world. For boy child or girl child, no physician could tell which, but rather to the boy kind was he. The angel of Jehovah Oahspe came to me before the birth and said, the child shall be called Sheen, signifying no sex. As it is written among the ancients, Isu, having no earthly desires, for he shall restore the chosen people of Jehovah. Whereof I told the physicians before the birth, but they would not believe. Nevertheless, by command of Jehovah, I sent 7 physicians to witness the birth, lest it be said afterward, the surgeons have dealt wrongly with the child at its birth. These physicians came to wit, Iamga, Tistha, Fe, Tigao, TC, Dujon, Fo, Shing, and Akon. And they beheld the child born, whereto they made oath and a record thereof, touching the strangeness of such a birth, and of the prophecy of its coming into the world. The record was put in the Ta Te King library of record belonging to the Sun King. Being now in my old age, I, Oahspe, put these things on record, of which hundreds have come to ask me concerning the youthhood of Sheen. First, that he was the laziest of all children and dull past belief, for his brothers and sisters mocked him concerning my prophecy as to becoming a great man. Second, he ate less than a small bird, fa'ak, and grew so thin we were ashamed of him in his childhood. Verily, he was nothing but skin and bone with a large head. Third, when he walked about, the stools and tables moved out of his way, and yet no hand touched them. Fourth, the angels of Jehovah often carried him about the hut and would lift him to pick fruit from the trees. Fifth, he never laughed. He was serious and pleasant, like an old man that had abandoned the world. But he spoke so little, no man knew whether he was wise or stupid. When he was 3 years old, his mother weaned him, or rather he weaned himself, and from that time forth he never ate but fruit and nuts and grain of rice. When he was 16 years old, he began to grow suddenly and large and strong and deep color, whereat I procured a teacher for him. But lo and behold, he could learn a whole book in a day. He learned by hearing once, never forgot he anything he learned. In his 22nd year, he began to talk, and the angels of heaven spake through him also, and a great was his speech. From sunrise in the morning until late at night, his tongue ceased not to speak, and his mouth was as if it were the mouthpiece of heaven. For when one angel had discoursed before the audience for a while, then came another, and so on. And when none came, then spake Sheen himself. And there came before him men of great learning and philosophers to try him as to his knowledge, but they all went away confounded as if they were fools. Neither was it possible to ask him a question he could not answer correctly, whether it was to read a tablet or to reveal the size and build of a temple he never saw, or the sickness of a man who far away, for all things were to him as an open book. For 4 years, this great wisdom remained in him. His fame spread from the east to the west and from the north to the south. No man knew how far. When he was asked how far he could see and hear, he said, over all my land. And he marked with his finger, saying, on this tablet, Shine land, Sheenland. Thus was the country named Sheen, China, which is beareth to this day. Oahspe said suddenly, Sheen's abundant speech ceased, and he answered only yea or nay to all things. And he was silent for 7 years and 8 80 days. And the angels from the second heaven came to him. After that, he spake not as man, save in private, but he spake as all light, whereof the world knoweth the rest. Sheen said, I am a man only. I am the all light. My voice is that liveth forever. Worship not me, worship not man, worship all light. I am Jehovah Oahspe, forever present. Because of my abundance in man, man openeth the mouth, maketh words. To know me is to know all things. He who strived to me is chosen. He who knoweth not me proveth not me. He knoweth me, cannot prove me. To every self am I the self of that self. Too perfect, that self which is in all selves. Such a man is one with me to travel on such a road that is the right road. He's talking about his other selves and his highest selves and the oversoul of selves. Hear me, O man, I come every 3,000 years, I newly light up the world. My voice cometh upon the souls of men. Thy all highest is me, thy all lowest is sin. Two things only set I before thee, O man, the self that is myself, and that self that is myself, which wilt thou serve? For thereon hangeth ever thy resurrection or thy hell. In the time of the first of ancients, I asked the same questions. Whoso said, I will serve thee, Oahspe, thou all self, he was my chosen. Whoso answered, I will serve thyself of myself, was Satan's. The latter went on the wrong road. Their trail was blood and death, war, their glory. They fell upon my chosen like tigers. Have they pursued them? I called out in the ancient days, why persecute my chosen and destroy them? And they answered, they will not war. They serve not our king. They serve the King of Kings. They practice peace. They uphold not our God. But I stretched forth my hand from the second heaven. I bowed down to my virgin daughter, the troubled earth, Ma-la. And I took my chosen and put them in Brahma's hand, and they were sharply and fleet-footed, valiant in love and good works. And I sent great learning unto the sons of men, and wisdom and peace and great rejoicing. But I stretched forth my hand from the second heaven. I bowed down to my virgin daughter, the troubled earth, Ma-la. And I took my chosen and put them in Brahman's hands, Gaia. And Ma-la blossomed and was fragrant as new honey and cleanly and full of virtue. Her daughters hid the thigh and the ankle. Their full breasts were concealed, and their words were of modesty. Her sons were early to rise, producing abundance, and with songs and rejoicing with the dancing. For my beloved shaped the ways of man, their progeny were as sweet blossoms of an orchid, as the fragrance of red clover. I said unto them, fear not, thy sons and thy daughters are a great glory to thee. Count thou the days of thy wife, and rejoice when the birth draweth near, for it is fruit of me and of thee. And they taught the little ones to clap their hands and rejoice. I made them for this. Sing, O earth, hold up their head. I said to my beloved, for mine is a place of glory and sweet love, sparkling with good delights. None could restrain them. Like colts and young lambs at play, their capers were unceasing and most tender. This was my good creation, the bliss of my chosen. This was my shapely earth in the days of peace, in the times of my chosen. Not war, not weeping was there, nor hunger, nor thirst, nor famine, nor fields laying waste, nor sickness, nor evil disease, nor cursing, nor swearing, nor lying, nor deceit, no hardships, sore toil, nor any evil thing under the sun. I, the all-light Jehovah, have spoken. Will thy hear my words? How will man judge me, the Creator? Hath gone amongst my beloved and my appraise, who obey my commandments. Hath he seen the beauty of the earth in the hands of my chosen? O man, thou fool, Thou goest into a dark corner and sayest, how dark. Thou goest before my enemies and say, what a vain creation. Or searchest among them that serve not me, and sayest, miserable world, amongst them that hate me, and sayest, how wickedly they kill one another. Oh, that Jehovah had made a better creation. Thou criest out, there is no happiness on the earth. All is misery and sorrow and pain and death. And this is thy standard, O man, to judge thy creator. Thou sayest there is no peace, nor delight, nor love, nor harmony on the earth. Stubborn man, and contrary and of narrow judgment. Oh, that thou wouldest stand in a clean place and high, then judge. Hast thou measured my chosen who have faith in my person? Why hast thou treasured thyself and put thyself uppermost of all things? Who hast thou found that denied my person, but dwell in lust and self-conceit? Where is thy standard, save all the high? What is thy dispute about that all low? If I call myself the all high, art thou better pleased? If Satan calleth himself the all low, wilt thou be satisfied? Or shall a man not speak of all high, nor of all the low? Are there not such things, and shall they not have names? Thy wicked hand riseth up against my chosen to lay them to death, and thou have trailed the earth over in blood, and thy hands is wearied with destruction, and thy little ones have not wherewith to eat. Thou prayest, O Father, help thy little ones. I have spoken. Sheen spake Jehovah's word, saying, they have sought after pleasure and after thee, O earth. They have bowed down to men, to the kings and the rich men, and now behold their misery. The king said, come serve me. Take thy spear and thy strong bow and arrow, and come with me. I will show thee great delights. Thou shalt slaughter my enemies, and I will give thee wages. And they ran to serve the king. Yeah, they washed their hands in the blood of my innocent ones, because the king said, brave, good slaughter. Then were they pleased, highly recompensed. I have said, ye are on the wrong road, serve only me, for I am good delights. Because ye slay one another, and the land was not be tilled, ye are hungered and ragged. And they queried, what will Jehovah give for wages? More than a king. Herein is thy wickedness. O man, thou say, wait a while, I will serve the man first, and afterward Jehovah. What profit thou in thy brother's death? What old treasures of gold and silver, what hast thou? Behold, even they that choose me in my ways, thou wilt not suffer to live in peace. Because they say, my creator is my king. Him will I serve. The king saith, go for them, slaughter them. They put Jehovah higher than me. And thou sayest, it is a good and wholesome thing to serve the king and kill his enemies. To serve my country by killing men, this is great glory. But the voice of my beloved rose up to me, my lambs fleeing before the wolves and driven away from the goodly pastures. Behold me, I come to them, to the lovers of peace and virtue and loving kindness. My hand is stretched over them in great power. My word is given unto them and is not dead. I will call them together. They shall again hold up their heads and rejoice because of my presence. After Jehovah's voice came to Sheen, he traveled far and near, and because of his wonderful wisdom, men of great learning and even kings sent for him. And wherever he went, he preached after the same manner for peace and love and against war. For 3 years, Sheen traveled proclaiming the Creator above all things in heaven and earth. And then he rested 140 days, sleeping like a young child, saying not more than a child would say. Then came a change upon Sheen. He was a new man in the world, and not as a god. And he rose up, saying, my Father, creator of men, calleth me. I hear his voice. It is like a burning fire in my soul, moving me, not with pain, but with great power. He saith, Sheen, my son, Sheen, my son. My house is on fire. My little ones are burning. Go thou, Sheen, to them. They are in fear and trembling. They know not what way to turn. The kings of the earth have outlawed them. They are hunted down and are famished. Go thou to them, O Sheen, for the end created I thee alive in the world. Thou shalt be my voice unto them. Sheen said, Jehovah saith, who can overcome the fire when he remaineth in the house? He goeth outside where there is water. Call thou my people out of the house of my enemies. Give them a wellspring of clean water. They are parched up and thirst. Say to them, Jehovah liveth. His love aboundeth. Come ye to my fountains, that all not dried up. Come ye and hear the covenant of my son Sheen. I swear to thee, O Jehovah, thou my almighty, I will have no other God but thee, thy creator, all light, most glorious. Thou art my king, holy, holy, ever present. O my captain, my all highest captain, I salute thee in the rising sun, in the high noon, most mighty, and in the sweet setting sun. I know nothing but thee. To thee I swear this most solemn oath, O Jehovah. Call thou up thy angels, holy and most wise, thy recording angels. They shall hear my covenant unto thee, my creator. They shall write it in the books of heaven, O my master. And whilst the sun standeth, and the moon and the earth and the stars, my oath unto thee shall stand up against me. Thou only shalt be my king. Thou only shalt be my God and heavenly ruler. All other kings I forswear, and all other gods and captains and great rulers, none of them shall I bow down to or worship forever. I, Sheen, have spoken. I swear unto thee, thou great spirit, thou art my bond to the ends of the world. I will not war nor abet war. To peace forever am I sworn. And though they impress me and torture me or slay me outright, they say they shall not force me. I will not draw up one drop of blood in any man or woman or child whom thou hast created alive or earth. I swear unto thee, thou all person, who art so large that the earth and sun and stars would not fill the hollow of thy hand, to be like unto thee, O Jehovah, fair, dealing unto all men as thou wouldest, good, forgiving, and without anger forever, and equally in all possessions with thy chosen, O Jehovah, to raise them up that are cast down, to deliver the afflicted and helpless, to render not evil, nor the fruit of anger, until any man forever, O Jehovah, and good to them that abuse me, and in my actions steadfast in thy course, my creator. In my blood do I covenant with thee, by the veins in the flesh make oath forever, to wed not out are thy order. The high tips blood of thy chosen shall be at my heirs, and my heirs after me forever. Hear me, O Jehovah, I make a new covenant. It shall be written upon the firmament of heaven. I will do good with all my might. The tears of the suffering poor shall be scalding blood in my veins. I will not sit down and rest, nor take my ease, nor hold possessions whilst they are in want. Prick me, O my Father in heaven, sharpen my consciousness keener than a sword. Drive me to the labor for the poor and afflicted. Give me no rest, but whilst I am doing good unto them. Oh, that my covenant were set with swords, pointing every way, and that I could find no peace but a serving thee, my creator Oahspe, and I were pure and strong and wise and swifter than life and death, and as unfailing, and that my oath reach unto thy chosen, and thy heard me, that my voice were sweet unto them, and enticing like an early love, that they would come forth from their hiding places, their faithful children, and be not afraid. I would go to them as a lover, and bow my head down to them for their long suffering and their faith unto thee, Jehovah. As a father that has lost his son and found him again, I would take them in my arms, thy worshippers, thou all one everlasting spirit, as a rose bush trampled in the mere. How they have scourged, O Jehovah, poor unto death, and ragged and scattered, but I would wash them clean and give them new soil. Their voices in the song and praise should gladden the whole earth. The great cities of the ancients in Japheth were destroyed by Jos, Tin, and his evil spirits who inspired mortals to war. For the most part, it was a land of ruins, but thousands of cities standing beside the broken walls were spread open and over the entire breadth of land. Jehovah spake to Sheen, saying, now is a good time for my chosen. Behold, my enemies, the idolaters. Know thou them by their soldiers. They are weak now. They pant with the labor of their great battles. Let my people come out of their quarters and hold up their heads. Say thou unto them, O Sheen, there is no Jos, no Ho Jos, no Tien, no Po Tien, to make you afraid. And while this the enemy resteth, bid my sons and daughters arise. They shall inhabit the land that is spoiled, and cause it to bloom and bring forth abundantly. Call up my outlawed race. The enemy is sick of his wounds. His heart is ashamed and disconsolate. He is cast down. Sheen went to Ashong and gathered up many converts, descendants of the faithists, the pure Brahmins and the line of Zarathustra, the people of the great All One, who accepted not gods and lords, and he established them and invented plows and mattocks for digging the ground. For these implements have been lost and destroyed hundreds of years, and no man knew how to make them. Sheen said unto them, this is a good philosophy. Wait not till ye are well fed and clothed before ye bow down your heads at the altar of Jehovah. When ye have prayed and sung before him, then go forth into the field and work. He will bless you. Remember the heathen, they say, first provide the natural body and then the spirit. But I say unto you, Jehovah created them both together. And he who saith first provide the natural body never looketh to his spirit afterward. In all things give ye precedence to the spirit, as the creator is over all his works. So should the spirit of man be over man's works, and over his corporeal body also. Herein lie the foundation of the wisdom of your forefathers, the Zarathustrians. For the heathen and the idolater who labor for self, what are they but servants unto the flesh? Some people labor for the rising of the spirit, which is purity and love and goodness and justice. Such people are on the right road to become a great people. But when they strive every man for himself, such people are beginning to fall. Her boundaries may be large and her people increasing, but she hath a canker worm within that soon late will her down suddenly. Two extremes meeting are always dangerous. Great wealth and extensive poverty. It will not only devolveth on the rich to give their substance to the poor, but they shall go amongst them, teaching them and lifting them up. He who doth not this, consider how vain it is for him to pray to Jehovah. His prayer riseth not upward. Let him himself first answer to the poor. This is the opening of his own soul, so Jehovah could reach him. Remember thou that all men have judgment, and that they should be perfect to see things from their own standpoints and not from thine. Consider then how unjust it is to foist their opinions on any man uncalled for. Sheen established families of the chosen, but limited them to 200, and to each family he gave one priest. But he gave privilege to 4,000 people to dwell in one city. Sheen said, ye have been afflicted with gods. I sent into the world by the Creator to deliver you unto liberty in the family. I am only a man. I have no authority in thyself. Jehovah and the Creator dwelleth freely in me, yet attain the same. Because he is within me, this shall be called Sheenland, China. There is a time for this. My name is as a post to mark the time when the Creator began his temple of peace. which shall extend over all these people. Jehovah saith, why will man be vain of himself? Verily have I not created one man on the face of the earth that is himself. He is made up of all oddities, and soul and body consider his flesh, whence he received, and it sustain it. Not so much as one hair on his head is of his own making, neither is it made out of new material, but hath been used over and over forever. Even so his mind, not his own, not even in his simplest thought, but he is made up of borrowed things from beginning to end, for so I created him. He imagineth I, who created him, am nothing, but even his imagination he picked up from someone else. He gathereth a little here and a little there, and then proclaimeth what he knoweth. Sheen said, one man saith, I am normal. Neither angels nor mortals rule over me, but he hath only boasted as a crazy man, who say the same thing. Another saith, behold my wisdom, the highest of angels discourse through me, yet he knoweth not whether it be true or not. Neither do any of them know the fountainhead. For if an angel say it, the angel himself is made up of a borrowed knowledge. Sheen said, I saw a great mathematician one day, and he said, there are no gods, nor lords, nor angels, nor any all persons. Everything is void. He showed me a book he had, and I asked, who made the book? He said, I made it. Nay, I made it, not the cloth, nor the binding. I mean, I made the philosophy that is in the book. Nay, I made it not the philosophy, but found it. Nay, it was not lost. I mean, I led myself to find the philosophy. Nay, a man cannot lead himself. I mean, that I searched and found what was new to me. So but little of that book was his after all. I saw 3 angels standing beside that man, and they were laughing at him. If I had asked the angels, they might have said, nay, the thoughts were ours. And had a look further, I seen the angels back of them, claiming the same thing, yet each such are not the highest. Wherefore I say unto you, all things come from an all highest name, ye him what ye will. He who saith Jehovah spake to me, he is the nearest to the mark of all. For all good knowledge that cometh to man is Jehovah's word to that man, whether it come by an angel or by another man, or by the commonest corporeal thing, it is nevertheless from the all highest. For which reason bow ye not down in the worship to man nor angels, but only to the highest Jehovah, for he is the figurehead and pinnacle of all highest conceived of. And in contradistinction, the all lowest, the foot of the ladder, call ye darkness and evil and wickedness and sin and death and Satan. Attribute not to men nor angels this or that, for they themselves are not first causes, nor responsible in part, but attribute all good, high, best, and wise things unto Jehovah, and all evil, dark, wicked, low things to Satan. By these terms ye shall make plain to another what ye mean, and it is an easy matter to look into your own souls and comprehend as to which of these two most incline. The soul may be likened unto a vine, which can be trained either upward or downward. And if ye desire to know if a vine be up or down, look ye for the fruit and not for the fragrance. Some men pray much, but as to good works, they are like a vine without fruit, but plenty of fragrance. Very interesting there. Sheen said, one man waiteth till he is rich before helping the poor. Another man waiteth for the angels to inspire him and give him wonders before he teacheth the unlearned. Another waiteth for the multitude to join in first, and yet another waiteth for something else. Beware of such men, or put them in scales where straw is weighed. The sons and daughters of Jehovah go right on. They say, it is the highest best, I will go in. Thou I do not accomplish it, yet I will not fail my part. Consider ye the foundation of things at all times. Jehovah saith, I created all the living to bring forth all their own kind. Be ye perceiving as to whom ye marry, considering as to the all highest inspiration common to your choice. Neither judge ye the all highest inspiration of any man or woman by their words, but by their works. For the rising up of the world shall be mostly accomplished by the fruit of the judicious marriage. Sheen said, I declare a bond unto men that they know not of, for it belongeth in the next world, which is the begetting of selfish offspring in this world. For whilst their heirs are in the darkness, they themselves cannot rise in heaven. And like unto this, I also declare a glory in heaven to them that wed in self-abnegation, who do good unto others constantly with delight, for they bring forth heirs to glory, Jehovah, in good works also. To this end was the mark of the circumcision given unto your forefathers, lest the faithless women be led astray by idolaters. And yet with all precautions many fell, being tempered of the flesh, and their heirs descended below and lower in darkness, until they lost sight of all person and believed not in him. The hand hard with toil will ensure a better heir than the dimple hand of a proud woman. The latter hath a soul of compassions, and her offspring will have souls like a mixture of gall and sugar. Though they be sweet, they will prove to be bitter in time to come. Consider thy heir, show him a house with a head, orderly, that he may grow up, understanding the discipline of earth and heaven. The father shall be master in all things, and the mother shall be vice master in all things, to rule the absence. For each family shall be a kingdom of itself, but no one shall be a tyrant, thou he have presidents in all things. Since sit not down by the table to eat until all stand about. And when they are seated, thou shalt say in thy praise, O Jehovah, receive we this, the gift be thou with us until thy own glory forever. Amen. For the chief virtue of the words lieth in the discipline to the young mind, holding him steadfast after the orderly manner of the angels in heaven. And because he repeateth it with thee, he learneth not to honor thee with good rejoicing. And when the sons and daughters are yet small, thou shalt teach them to work, inspiring them above all things not to fall into idleness, which lieth at the borders of hell, but overstake them not give them pain, remembering they are to be the glory which Jehovah bestowed unto thee to be in thy keeping, not for thy self-aggrandizement, but for their own delights and holy pleasures. For they shall sing and play and clap their hands and rejoice and dance, for these are their thanks unto the Creator. And the earth shall be glad because they came into the world. Remember thou that labor shall be delight, and toil a great delight. To have it otherwise to thy children and to thyself is to prostitute man to be as a beast of the field. But thou shalt bring them into groups, and their labor shall be to frolic and full of instruction. And even thy little ones shall learn thou art but a brother, an elder brother, and one of the same Creator's children, teaching them that one who hoardeth and keepeth things in his possessions is a cannibal that eateth his kindred flesh and blood. Above all things, thou shalt teach them to keep holy and pure the body created withal, for herein lieth health and strength. To be foul is to be sick is to be foul. Behold the heathen and idolater, the feeders on flesh and blood. In the time they boast of health, they sink as a carcass. Their flesh is congested and puffed up, their breath like a kernel of dogs. How can their souls be pure, or their understanding clear? They have made themselves a festering sink house for the spirit to dwell in. And they say, Bah, I see no Jehovah. I know not all person. I deny the soul of things. Where is the spirit? I cannot see it, or the sound of its voice. I cannot hear it. and there be a great spirit. Let him come before me. I would see him. Yeah, in their filthy bodies they say this. Let them be pure, and they will understand the vanity of such words. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hoped you all enjoyed those sections that I just read. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and support. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protection energy. Please go within. Be the lighthouse for others. Be the shoulder for someone else to lean on. Practice Amish mindset, whatever that means to you. Please be safe, be seen, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.